Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, hi, my name is Cookie, and in today's video we're going to be talking about why you are always broke. I'm joking, but honestly today's video we're just going to talk about things that keep you in a cycle of being broke or financial instability. I'm making this video not as somebody that knows everything, but as somebody that used to be like that. Every single day, every single month, I'm waiting for payday. I'm waiting for payday. If not, I'm literally not going to survive. But let's get into it. Staying financially stable can feel like a real challenge. You work hard, you keep up with your bills, you pay your rent, but somehow all the time your money just sips away like water. Your money just goes faster than it's coming in. And genuinely, it's often like all the small habits, our daily habits that we do that are the real triggers for this, and I'm going to explain how it is for you. It was really mind-blowing for me to discover some of these things, but I'll share it with you. The first point is overconsumption. Overconsumption. Do you really need that thing or do you just want it? And there's nothing wrong with like getting your wants. I have a series on my TikTok page where I do like something I call mental health purchases for the month, and basically is where I purchase one want. It doesn't have to be an expensive want at all. It can be something very inexpensive, but there's definitely a place for your wants, but you don't want to be over consuming the latest gadgets, or maybe you're just ordering food when you feel like it, as opposed to just disciplining yourself and cooking food at home or eating something at home. You need to remind yourself that there is rice at home. You end up spending on things that you want right now, but you're not thinking about your future self. I'm a big advocate of thinking about your future self, acting like your future self. Your future self, what is that person doing now? Do they have money for something else? Yes, okay. It means that you in this moment has to be disciplined about how many Ubers you're going to book today, how many meals you're going to order this week, because you're doing it for your future self. A good trick that I found to handle overconsumption is just waiting it out. If you want to buy something so badly, please just give it 1 week. And I know that 1 week may be like a stretch for you. So I'll say maybe give it 2 days and see how you still feel about that thing. And genuinely just don't look at it again. Don't look at reviews about the thing. Just leave the item, leave it in your cart, wait for 2 days and come back. If you still want it after 2 days, but you don't have the money to buy it, wait for 1 week and see how you feel about it. Just keep stretching it and stretching it. Eventually you figure out that actually that thing was not a need. The second point I'll have is spending too much time on social media. Sometimes we don't realize how negatively doom scrolling impacts us, but always like just scrolling. You guys know what doom scrolling is. When you're just scrolling on social media, you're just inundated with ads. You're seeing things over and over again, and it's going to make you feel, oh, okay, I need this thing. Wow, I've never heard of this product before. I need it. Well, this is good for marketing people and people that are behind the scenes, the brands. This is not good for your finances. This is not good for your budgets. And this is something that can definitely put you in a cycle of constantly being broke all the time. So just prioritize your time, save your time. Instead of going on social media, go and do something, go outside, walk outside, take your time, allocate your time for social media. A good way to do this is to set up the remind me in 15 minutes, like the social media timer on Apple. If you use an iPhone, or if you use any other, if you use an Android, any phone, I'm sure all the phones have versions of this for just cutting your social media time, just so that you're not doom scrolling and spending money, especially in the middle of the night. I see you. I know you. I was you. The third thing I'll say is poor planning. Poor planning is one of the biggest reasons people stay broke. When you don't have a clear plan for your spending, it's easy for your cash to slip away on things that don't really matter. And at the end of the month, you'll be asking, what did I even do with all my money? And I get it. Sometimes looking at your finances feels stressful. I made a vlog the other day and I was talking about how I didn't like looking at my bank statements. So I am truly not sharing this with you as somebody that, I always knew my money. I always got a hang of my money. I always had control of my money. Not at all. Like, I used to be so stressed to look at my bank statements before. But if you don't see the numbers, you can't know, you can't help yourself. Like, avoiding the numbers won't help you. When you don't check where your money is going, it's easy to overspend without even realizing it. Setting aside just a little time each week to go over your bank statements or your recent purchases can really help you. This lets you spot patterns and just helps you know, okay, I have a pattern of maybe buying coffee every morning. I have a pattern of, doing this certain habits. And then when you're aware of it, it's easier for you to control it. Do you get what I mean? The fourth point I'll say is borrowing money before payday. So let's say that you've already finished your money for the month, your allocated spend budget for the month, and you now go ahead to borrow money before your next payday. So by the time your payday is already reaching, you're already in overdraft, you're already in minus, you're already in a deficit. A good tip I'll say for this is to swear to yourself that you're going to eat everything in your fridge. You're not going to borrow anything. Like, okay, you don't have any money, you're finished your monthly budget. Try to have like no spend days, days where you don't spend any money, and see how far you can actually go without like dying, because you're not going to die. Because one thing about it is that if you're into the if I perish lifestyle, which is simply the lifestyle where people are like, oh, I'm just going to get this thing that I want, I'm just going to indulge. I've been poor before, I've been broke before, and I did not die. That's basically what I'm referring to as if I perish, I perish. Like, I'll say you should definitely practice it in reverse, like in the sense that if you go broke before it's time for payday, wait a minute, like wait a while, don't borrow money immediately, because that borrowing money is already going to keep you in a deficit. Because if you think about it, what do you necessarily need that money for? Because if it's before payday, it means you've already paid your rent, it means you've already paid the bills that you have to pay. So just try to, like, drag it a bit and see how close to payday you can stay. Borrowing money also just reduces your rep. Like, I don't know, especially if you don't pay it back. Even if you pay it back, it just makes you just look like you're not serious with your life and you're not really handling your finances properly. It can look bad on you, especially if you're not even borrowing from organizations, you're borrowing from like people around you, your friends. It's very tardy. It's very somehow. Not to say that we may not all need help once in a while. We may need help once in a while, and that's fine. But I'm just saying, making it a habit is something that is just keeping you broke, and it's not a good look. Okay, you're a soft girl, behave like it. You're a soft boy, soft guy, nice guy, behave like it. I don't know the version of like soft girl for guys, please. A good way to stop the cycle of borrowing is to first track your spending, to really understand where your money is going. I know that I've said this before, but genuinely you don't understand how much tracking your spending will help you manage your expenses. So don't run out of funds before the end of the month. If you already know, "Oh, this is what I spend on this is what I spend on this," it's going to take you a long way. Another game changer is setting a small buffer or emergency fund. When you put aside a small amount, it could be like, for example, let's say it can be £30, £40 each payday, and you're just keeping it for like, that end of month dry period. If you know yourself and you know that you already overspend, just keep a little money aside, because okay, again, you're not going to have this information if you don't look at your bank statements, if you don't go back to look at your money. So keep a little bit of money aside on the day that you get paid, and say, okay, this money is going to be for, let's say you always run out of money on like the 20th of each month. You just keep maybe, let's say, £100, £50, whatever it is aside, and say, okay, this money is specifically for when I run out of money because I'm spending my usual spending habits. This is for when I run out of money from the 20th. This is not even a good practice. Like, you want to be living the same way you were living on the 1st of the month to the 30th of the month. It's not good to do all this, like, you're enjoying one week and then you're scrambling around for food the next week. That's very immature, and I need all of us to grow up. It's 2025. Okay. The last point I'll say that is keeping you broke, or that is keeping you in a cycle of just constantly waiting for payday, is having zero boundaries. This is the last point, but it is definitely not the least. Having zero boundaries with money can easily drain you, especially if you're someone who feels obligated to different things, like obligated to support your friends. So, okay, 10 people are doing Ashwebi this month, so you must pay for it. 10 people are sick this month, so you must be the one to pay for it. Like, I understand, but then again, it is irresponsible, because what it means is that, like, if you're constantly giving out without setting limits, it's going to burn you out financially. And you need to try and set a budget for how much you're willing to use for like help. Set a family budget per month, or set a friend's budget per month. Whatever it is you need to call it, just set a budget. And each month, once you hit that limit, you need to stick to it. It's a way of being there for your loved ones while also putting yourself first, because you definitely need to put yourself first. It's going to take you long, and I'm trust me, your family members don't also want you to get burnt out, because at the end of the day, they are going to tell you, why didn't you just say that you couldn't afford it? Do you get what I mean? If any of this sounds familiar to you, the first step to fixing it is just being aware of what is happening. Money is not everything, but managing it well can give you a peace of mind and help you focus so much. Guys, I'm speaking from experience. I hope you have learned a thing or two from this video. I just wanted it to be like a no stress, slow video that can just help everybody or anybody that needs to hear about it, because I definitely know that we shy away from talking about money a lot, and I definitely didn't used to talk about money at all before, but now I'm very happy with the progress that I've made, and I'm very happy to share. And I'd love to hear your thoughts as well, so drop a comment below, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Thank you so much for watching this video. Bye guys.